Hello there everyone and welcome back to Radiant Moon Tarot. My name is Victoria. We are unboxing a new oracle deck today. This is called the Alchemist's Oracle by Zoe Sadler. And it says Elixirs for Personal Growth and Well-Being. So this is by Blue Angel Publishing and it is a 2025 deck, so it is relatively new. So let's open it up, see what's inside. We're going to have a look at the book that's inside there. We're going to look at the cards, the cardstock, and we are, of course, going to flip through each card and we'll maybe see what our first impressions are. I would love to hear from you if you have this deck already. How is it working for you? What kind of energies or readings are you getting off of it? I would love to hear. Of course, different decks resonate with different people differently. So everyone has a slightly, different experience with certain decks. But let's start by getting the cellophane off of here because as you can see, it gets quite the glare. So I'm just going to do that. And then we can get right into it. And there we go. Get off. Thank you. All right. Just get rid of that. Okay. So the back of the box here, so we do have a very nice two-piece hard box. So that's always wonderful. There's some people like the tuck boxes because they find they're easier to travel with. I like to keep my decks nice and safe, and I like these ones. I always end up tearing the tuck boxes anyway. So on this here, the back of the box, it says, a bewitching blend of magic and self-discovery awaits. Set out on an enchanting journey with the Alchemist's Oracle, where ancient alchemy brews a magical concoction of self-transformation. Step into the mystical realms where ordinary life merges with the extraordinary, revealing secrets to illuminate your path. Within this charming deck, each card is a potion, an elixir for your soul. Unlock the wisdom of the alchemical symbols and elements guiding you through a playful odyssey of self-discovery. This deck isn't just a tool, it's a spirited companion, a whimsical passport to a world where self-love and emotional well-being grow in abundance. Let this oracle be your guide, leading you to the heart of transformation, just as alchemists turn lead into gold. You'll embark on your personal metamorphosis. The Alchemist's Oracle invites you to sip from the cauldron of your inner wisdom, embracing a richer, purposeful life. Lovely. And we do have a little bit of lamination on the back there where it's got some samples of some cards. So 48 cards and 176-page guidebook. Pretty hefty box, actually, for only 48 cards. It must be a fairly hefty book, but let's crack it open and see what we've got. So nice hard shell top there. Oh, how fun. Look at the inside of that box. That is super cool. We've got a unicorn. We've got some potions. We've got mixes and things for magical elixirs. Very, very fun and very whimsical in there. Very lovely. Now, I will note that this deck does speak to alchemy. It does speak to potions and things like that. So I haven't gone through it yet, but obviously we're just unboxing it together. But just like any deck or any book or anything like that, that does give you a little bit of insight into making your own elixirs and things like that. I would typically hesitate drinking them. Okay. Just a word to the wise there. Okay. A lot of the ingredients do tend to be non-edible, but sometimes we can wear them, or we can put them on candles and set some intentions and burn some candles and that kind of thing. Or sometimes you can use them as like a room spray and things like that. Put them in your diffuser and whatever. But unless it's like tea, I would probably just not drink anything. Okay, so it almost goes without saying, but you know, sometimes you never know, right? People hear the word elixir and they're like, oh cool, I'm gonna drink a magic potion. It doesn't always typically work that way. Anyway, so that is the inside of the box. I do have another deck, a tarot deck that actually has the similar kind of vibe to it. I will put the video on pause at some point and go and grab it. It's called the Shadowland Tarot and the Shadowland Lenormand, because I've got Lenormand cards here as well. And it just seems to have that same kind of whimsical vibe. So it actually could be a really great companion deck to that. But let's go through the cards first and see what we've got. So we've just got a little, it's a really nice, usually it's just like a plain piece of paper that they put as like just a little buffer in there. This one's like slick. It's very nice. Anyway, here's our book. Here's our book, The Alchemist's Oracle. It's a decent sized book, and let's see. Ooh, the paper is like a semi-gloss, slightly shiny paper. So it's actually really good quality. Let's see. Yeah, copyright 2025. We've got some stuff in there. Let's see. We've got our table of contents. So unveiling the Arcanum using the Arcanum Divinora. And then it's got each card listed down here. So I do notice right off the bat that they have the cards listed alphabetically and then the page number that it's on. But the page numbers, do they jump around a little bit? No, actually they go in order. For a minute there, it looked like they kind of jumped around a little bit. So alphabetical is how we're going. So I'm assuming that probably the cards aren't necessarily numbered, which is perfectly fine. Let's just have a look and see what else we've got. So prima materia, so I'm assuming that's primary information and things there. Unveiling the Arcanum. Description about alchemy. Description about the author's journey. Here's some alchemical definitions of things. We can read a couple. Number 1, calcination. This is the catalyst. A fire has been lit inside you and sparked you into action. This is the time to pick up your deck and begin your alchemical journey, to find yourself. Let's see, conjunction. Rebuild those broken pieces, repairing your unconscious self to become more aware. Turn over the cards and let them inspire you. Distillation, purify your thoughts and let them settle over you and bring peace. Good time to meditate, allowing your mind to find serenity and calm. So there's a few little things. Fire, burn, and cauldron bubble. Each oracle card is based on a magical potion. A magic potion is quite simply a drink with magical properties. Generally, a potion will either have a magical power, be a poison, medicine, tonic, or remedy to cure an illness, or quite simply perk you up a little bit. All the potions in this deck are transformative, which is how they apply to alchemy. And of course, they have been concocted and brewed by your very own inky alchemist. These potions will have a spiritual meaning to transform and enrich your life and help you on your alchemical journey, and etc., etc. It goes on from there. We've got some alchemical symbols that are here. So the Philosopher's Stone, air, earth, fire, and water, if you weren't already familiar with those. The symbol for phosphorus, mercury, salt, sulfur, gold, copper, silver, iron, antimony, diamond, sand of time, purity, ashes, pentagram. Of course, everyone thinks that the pentagram is a sign of Satanism. It is not. I think it has been, number one, Hollywood Okay, you can ignore probably about 99% of what you see in out of Hollywood. It is entertainment, but I think that there have been some other people that have taken the sign of the pentagram for their own purposes, which is perfectly fine. But a pentagram is actually from pagan times, so symbolizes creativity and connection, all the basic elements in harmony with one another. And of course, the pentagram corners represents earth, air, fire, water, and spirit, right? Bringing everything together in our world. So preparing your deck we've got here. Looks like we've got a couple of spreads, always wonderful to use. I've been reading cards a very long time, and a lot of times I just do things freeform based on whatever I'm channeling at the time. But I do enjoy using new spreads, especially when I get a new deck. I find that it can help you connect with the cards. And every once in a while, you might find a fun little spread that's actually you adopt into your practice. Anyway, we've got a 3-card spread, past, present, future. Of course, there's about, a million different variations of that. We've got the elemental spread here as well. And then it describes what the cards represent. So the elemental spread, we've got earth, air, fire, water, and spirit. Okay, so, and the descriptions there. The alchemical journey spread. So we've got some fun stuff there. And there we go. And then we get into the cards. So I've opened it onto Beetlejuice, okay? Beetlejuice Gold, unleash your inner radiance and overcome doubts to embrace your shining destiny. It's got an affirmation with it. It's got a description of the card and its meanings. And let's see. Yeah, and it's got some history on it, and it's got a definition of that as well. So, and it looks like how many pages are in here? 100 and something, 176, I think it said. Yeah, 175, 176. So pretty decent sized book. It is black and white. I'm not sure if all of the cards are black and white or not, but anyways, a nice companion there for the deck. Now let's get into the cards here. Okay. So, fun. Okay. I didn't even know. So anyway, so this is the cards. Of course, they are bound in here. Now, a regular sized tarot card. Oh, I don't have a single one in front of me. Anyway, these are quite a bit bigger than your regular sized tarot. They are a little bit narrower than some oracle cards would be, but still wider than tarot, and they are definitely longer in this way. If you have small hands, you're probably going to maybe shuffle them lengthways this way, or of course on the side, whichever is easiest for your hands. But anyways, let's take this little thingy off of there, say goodbye. Okay, so just as we enjoyed the inside cover of the deck, we also love the back of the cards. Who doesn't like seeing the back of the cards? Everyone does. And they're all a little bit different. And so this one here, everything does show in the upright. So I'm guessing that this deck probably does not necessarily have baked in reversal meanings to it. And I didn't see reversals when I was looking through the book just now. So, it doesn't mean that you can't use the deck with reversals in it. I do tend to be, as far as reversals go, reversals in tarot all the time. It's like having a second deck, definitely. But as far as oracle cards go, some of them do have reversal meanings and others not so much. So this could potentially be one of the ones that is only upright meanings, and then the back of the card wouldn't matter, because as you can see, if we turn it upside down and as you're shuffling in the deck, if you did have a reversal in here and you chose to, maybe assign, opposite meanings to them or things like that, or just sometimes a reversed card represents a hiccup in energy or a blockage of energy there as well. Anyways, as you're shuffling, you would definitely be able to tell which one is reversals and which ones are not, and some people don't necessarily love that. However, I don't care. I don't have an issue with it. I tend not to look at my deck as I'm shuffling anyway, so it really doesn't matter to me. However, very nice, very whimsical back of the deck. And cardstock. Okay, cardstock. So it is actually fairly good. It is, we've got like kind of a matte finish on there. You can kind of see a little bit in the glow of the candle. So it's not super shiny or super reflective. It's just got a little bit of a glow. So that's certainly handy, obviously, if you're, you know, in a light, like a bright light, or in sunlight, or of course, if you've got a camera shining on it with a ring light or something. So it's not really going to reflect off of there too much. So pretty nice. They are cardboard and they are fairly sturdy, fairly thick, but they are still bendable and usable as well. So I would think that this cardstock should last you quite a while. And of course, it's all depends how rough you are on your decks. But let's have a look through the cards and see what we've got. Oof, sorry. I have a very, very sore shoulder at the moment. So every time I move my right arm to get a little bit closer, it's just, whew, I need to use my other one to help me out a little bit. I slept on it. In a very weird way. Anyways, so we have our first card, a wish. Very simply, a wish. Make a wish. Beetlejuice. We already saw that one out of the book. And it looks like it does have some alchemical symbols on the bottom of these as well. I don't think, are they the same? Oh, they're the same. Okay, so I'll keep an eye on those and see if they change as we go through the deck. But anyways, we've got Beetlejuice, Befuddlement, very cute, very whimsical, Bird Song, and there we have got a bird in a cage, Blood of the Undead. We've got some, I'm assuming, vampire bats flying around there. Bone Dust. We've got dust in there. We've got some little bones, but it looks like we have a key as well. Crow's Feet. Interesting. Dandelion Root. Dead Sea Salt. And these would all be, you know, parts of your potions and lotions and things like that. If you were, you know, had your own kind of brewery, I guess we would call it. But all the elements, all the ingredients do something a little bit different, right? Deadly Nightshade. Don't want to be drinking that one. Digitalis. Dragon's Breath. Got a keyword on there. Got Wisdom. I think they all have a little bit of a keyword on there. Dreamcatcher. I've got Protection on there. I should have picked up on that a little bit earlier, but anyway. Elixir of Life. Fairy Liquid. Look at that. There we go. Little bit of magic from the Fae. Good Fortune. We could all use some of that. So Good Fortune. Graveyard Dust. Lightning Bolt. Bolt Moment. So maybe an epiphany kind of thing coming in there. Electricity. Lily of the Valley. Purity. Liquid Moonlight. We've got the triple moon goddess symbol on there. We've got little full moons and crescent moons and micro moons and all kinds of stuff in there. Liquid Moonlight. Love Potion. I don't know if it's Love Potion number 9 or not, but we've got a Love Potion there. Mandrake Root. You gotta love the little mandrake. My dad has a oh, what is he growing? He's growing something in his living room anyways, but I looked at it and it's just sitting there in its pot. And I said, hey, that looks like a mandrake. So forget what he's growing. It's not a mandrake, obviously. But it certainly looks like one. So anyways, fun little thing there. Mermaid song. Mermaid's tears. We don't want to make those mermaids cry. Night owl potion. That's a cute little thing. That looks like a little bit more like a gremlin on there. Have you ever seen the movie Gremlins? Looks a little bit more like a gremlin than an owl, but you know, hey, it is whimsical, so it's all good. Octopus ink. Phoenix fire. Ouch. Phoenix fire. Sorry, I just had to move my arm just a little bit there. It hurts. Anyway, poison. Don't want to be drinking no poison. No way. Poison ivy. Pumpkin juice is next. I think we saw that somewhere. I don't remember where. We have rainbow dust, a pot of gold. Ooh, finding some treasure. Rat's blood. Got our little rodent there. He is actually really quite cute. I will pull out the Shadowland tarot. I don't have the Lenormand one in this particular room, but I do have the Shadowland tarot. Anyways, we've got revive. Seahorse scales. Shroomka, growth. Sleeping drought. Or is that sleeping draft? Snake venom. Snake venom's not always all bad, right? They use snake venom to make anti-venom. Spider venom. We've got a very cute, although probably slightly scary spider on there. Spirit. Very cute. Very cute. Very whimsical. Stardust. Feeling cosmic. You can always use a little bit of stardust. Storm in a bottle. Exactly what it means. Or exactly what it looks like. Sunbeams. Gotta like a little few sunbeams. Sorry, there's a really loud, I think, motorcycle going by on the street. Tincture of toad. Well, hello, Mr. Toad. Truth serum. Speak your truth or get someone to tell the truth, maybe. Unicorn horn dust. How cute. Valerian. Wolf's Bane. And we've got Wormwood. So that is those. I'm just going to quickly grab the Shadowland. Turned out they weren't in this room. They were in the other room. So I grabbed them. Now, I originally had wanted the Shadowland, the original black and white, ended up with the colorized version. But it's whimsical. It's kind of fun. You know, it's got kind of the similar kind of vibe to it. And then the Shadowland Lenormand as well, here in this one. So it's got like some very similar, other than the fact that it's color, but it does have some very similar kind of fun, little whimsical kind of things to it. So anyways, so it would probably go quite well together and work quite well together for those. But anyways, so back to this one. So that is the Alchemist's Oracle right there. Let me know what you think. And again, do you have it? Do you use it? Do you like it? What's your impressions of the deck? I think it's going to be really quite interesting and maybe even a little bit fun And again, it is made with a little bit of whimsy, so I do quite like that. You know, not everything always has to be, you know, deadpan serious, right? We can have a little bit of fun and joy as we do some alchemy and as we do some divination. But that is the book. That is the deck there. Thank you for watching. And I'll see you guys later. I will also put the link to purchase down below. See you later.